Hello, welcome to the Learn American English channel, where you learn naturally so you can speak naturally. In this video, we are going to listen to conversations about festivals. This video is divided into two parts where the characters will talk about music festivals and cultural and heritage festivals. There will be a listening comprehension quiz at the end of each scene, so listen carefully and see if you get all of the questions right. Also, be sure to stay with us until the end of the video. We'll point out important words from the conversations, everyday slang, and the most common way to say things in English. Watch for these words and phrases in the subtitles. You'll find their meanings in the vocabulary section in the last part of the video. Are you excited? This should be fun. First, let's listen to a conversation between Celia and Bryce as they talk about the music festivals they have attended and are interested in attending. Let's see how their conversation goes, and don't forget to note the highlighted words for their meanings at the end of this video. Let's dive in.
So Bryce, did you ever make it to Lollapalooza this year?
Oh yeah, I went. It was insane. 4 days of pure music madness. I'm still recovering, honestly, haha. What about you, Celia? Did you end up going to Coachella?
I did. It was wild. The crowd was huge, the music was next level, and don't even get me started on the outfits. People go all out for Coachella. It's like a fashion show out there.
Oh, for sure. That's one thing I love about Coachella. The creativity. People really treat it like a whole experience. Who is your favorite performer?
Honestly, it's hard to pick just one, but Bad Bunny was fire. He brought the energy and the crowd went nuts. Plus, the desert backdrop is just so perfect for that festival vibe. It's like magic.
Oh, I bet. I've been meaning to go to Coachella, but it's always during such a busy time of the year for me.
Yeah, it's a commitment for sure, especially with all the planning. But next year, you should totally go. We could even go together, make it a whole trip.
I'm down for that. Actually, I've been thinking about hitting up some different festivals. Ever heard of Bonnaroo?
Bonnaroo, yes. It's in Tennessee, right? I've heard it's more laid back compared to Coachella, but still has a solid lineup.
Exactly. It's got this chill, camp-out vibe. I'm all about that. Plus, it's a good mix of music. Indie, rock, EDM, you name it. I've been wanting to check it out for ages.
That sounds awesome. I've never camped at a festival before, though. I always wonder how people manage to survive 4 days in a tent.
Haha. Honestly, it's a little rough around the edges, but that's part of the charm. You wake up, hear the music from the main stage, grab some food from the food trucks, and just vibe all day. It's like a music lover's dream.
You're making it sound pretty tempting. I might have to add Bonnaroo to my list. But you know what's been on my radar? Electric Forest. Have you heard about it?
Oh, definitely. That one's up in Michigan, right? I've seen pictures. It looks unreal with all the lights in the forest. It's like something out of a dream.
Yeah, it's like this magical blend of electronic music and art. The forest gets lit up with all these crazy installations. I've always wanted to go because it's more of an immersive experience, not just about the music.
That's what I'm talking about. Music festivals aren't just about standing in a crowd anymore. They're like mini vacations with all this extra creativity thrown in.
Exactly. It's like you get to escape reality for a bit, just live in this other world for a few days. Plus, you meet so many cool people. It's such a community.
Speaking of which, I think I'm also going to try to check out Austin City Limits next year. I've been to Austin before, but never for the festival. Have you been?
No, but I've heard it's incredible. Austin's music scene is legendary on its own, and ACL brings out some huge names. Plus, Texas in the fall sounds perfect. Way better than the summer heat.
Right? I feel like that one's kind of slept on compared to the bigger festivals, but it still pulls in amazing acts. And Austin just has this cool, laid-back vibe, like a mini LA or something.
I've always wanted to explore Austin more. If you go, I might just have to tag along.
Deal! We can make it a music fest tour next year. Coachella, Bonnaroo, and Austin City Limits. Who knows? Maybe we'll even squeeze in Outside Lands if we're feeling wild.
Haha, now you're talking. I've heard Outside Lands is awesome. San Francisco, right?
Yep, and it's got this cool mix of music, food, and art. Plus, it's in Golden Gate Park, so the scenery is amazing. It's like a perfect blend of city life and nature.
You're really selling me on all these festivals, Bryce. I might have to start saving up now.
Same here. But honestly, there's just something about live music that makes it worth every penny. It's an experience you can't really recreate.
Absolutely. You know what they say? Collect experiences, not things. and music festivals are definitely up there as some of the best experiences.
Couldn't agree more. So, Coachella next year? We're locking it in?
Lock it in, and maybe we'll add Bonnaroo or Electric Forest to the mix too.
Done. Looks like we've got a busy summer ahead of us.
Haha, oh, it's gonna be a blast. Can't wait.
Here are some listening comprehension questions to see how well you understood the conversation between Celia and Bryce. Did Bryce go to Lollapalooza this year? Bryce went to Lollapalooza this year. Which performer did Celia enjoy the most at Coachella? Celia enjoyed Bad Bunny the most at Coachella. What music festival in Tennessee does Bryce want to go to? Bryce wants to go to Bonnaroo in Tennessee. So, did you get all the questions correct? Let us know in the comments section. Now, let's listen to a conversation between Damen and Sylvia as they talk about each other's hometown festival. Let's see how their conversation goes, and don't forget to note the highlighted words for their meanings at the end of this video. Let's begin.
So where's home for you, Sylvia?
I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico. What about you, Damien?
New Orleans, born and raised. It's definitely a unique place to grow up in. What's Albuquerque like?
Oh, it's great. We've got a lot of culture and a little bit of everything, mountains, deserts, and this incredible mix of Native American and Hispanic influences. What's New Orleans like?
It's a city with a soul for sure. The culture here is like no other. Music, food, history, you can feel it everywhere. But one of the coolest things has to be the festivals.
Oh, I bet. New Orleans has that whole vibe. It's like a festival town, right? Which one's your favorite?
Hands down, the French Quarter Festival, it's all about the local culture. We've got live music, amazing food like you wouldn't believe. The atmosphere is just electric, but at the same time, it feels so homegrown, you know? What about Albuquerque? Do y'all have any big festivals?
Yeah. We have the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. It's huge. People come from all over the world, but it still feels very local. Imagine hundreds of hot air balloons filling the sky at sunrise. It's magical. And there's more than just balloons. It's all about the local food and New Mexican culture, too. You'd love it.
That sounds amazing. Do y'all do the whole food thing too? Like, is there a signature dish or something?
Oh, totally. New Mexican food is like a festival on its own. Everything has green or red chile on it, enchiladas, tamales, sopapillas.
Man, that sounds like a feast. I've always wanted to try authentic New Mexican food. I feel like chile is a whole new level of spice I haven't experienced yet.
It's not just spice, it's like a whole flavor profile. And you definitely have to answer the famous question, red or green.
Wait, I'd have to choose?
Yup, everyone asks you that. Red or green. It's basically a personality test in New Mexico. Or if you can't choose, you just say Christmas and get both.
I'm definitely going with Christmas. No way I'm missing out. But yeah, our festivals in New Orleans are all about food too. At the French Quarter Fest, we've got gumbo, jambalaya, po' boys. Oh man, the po' boys. You bite into one of those and it's like a party in your mouth.
You're making me hungry. What's the vibe like at the festival, though?
It's got this laid-back but lively energy. Everyone's just walking around enjoying the moment. You can be eating fried catfish while a brass band plays right next to you. People are dancing and laughing.
That sounds incredible. I'd love to see that one day. I feel like the balloon fiesta has some of that too, but in a more calm way. It's super early in the morning, so everything feels peaceful, almost dreamlike, especially when those balloons start to rise with the sun coming up behind the mountains. But by afternoon, it's more lively. Families are walking around, checking out the vendors. There's a lot of pride in the culture, like showcasing local artists, foods, and traditions.
That contrast sounds cool. I'd be all about that early morning feel. Something about the quiet before things get busy.
Exactly. It's like everyone's there for the same reason, to just soak in the experience. Oh, and the chile roasting. You can smell it in the air everywhere, especially in the afternoon. It's such a comforting, warm smell.
That sounds amazing. Honestly, I feel like festivals just bring out the best of a place.
Right? Makes you proud of where you're from, you know?
Exactly.
Maybe next year we should do a swap. I'll come to New Orleans for French Quarter Fest, and you come to Albuquerque for the Balloon Fiesta.
Deal. Just don't blame me if you fall in love with the food and music. New Orleans has a way of stealing people's hearts.
Same goes for Albuquerque. Just wait until you taste those breakfast burritos. You won't be able to eat them any other way after.
You've got yourself a deal, Sylvia. It's on.
I'm already excited. Festivals, food, and new places. What's not to love?
Before we review the key vocabulary from these conversations, here are some listening comprehension questions to see how well you understood the conversation between Damen and Sylvia. Where is Sylvia from? Sylvia is from Albuquerque, New Mexico. What is Damien's favorite festival in New Orleans? Damien's favorite festival is the French Quarter Festival. What is the famous question people ask in New Mexico about chili? The famous question is red or green, referring to the type of chili. So how many questions did you get right? Let us know in the comments section. Now let's review the vocabulary from these conversations. First, we'll review some of the natural-sounding everyday phrases used by native English speakers. Watch the video again after you study the vocabulary words to learn them even better, and subscribe to see our other videos. Make it to attend or arrive at an event or place. The crowd went nuts. The audience became extremely excited or enthusiastic. On my radar. Something you are aware of or interested in. Hands down. Without a doubt, definitely. A party in your mouth. Refers to food that is extremely flavorful and enjoyable. Now let's review other key vocabulary. Lollapalooza. A large annual music festival in Chicago featuring different types of music. Coachella. A famous music and arts festival in California, known for its big crowds and creative outfits. Enchiladas. A Mexican dish made of rolled tortillas filled with meat, cheese, or beans, often covered in sauce. Flavor profile. The different tastes and spices that make up the flavor of food. Pride. A feeling of respect and admiration for where you're from or what you believe in. Were the conversations relatable? Try using these conversations with your family and friends. Thank you for watching the Learn American English channel, where you learn naturally so you can speak naturally. Please click the like button and subscribe to our channel to see more videos like this one.